These are things I don't like scratching because they require a lot of exegesis. First of all, there's nothing like Holy Communion. It's not in the Bible. It was rebranded by Catholic Church, and we Pentecostals took it from them, and we're doing it better. There's nothing. You won't find it in the Bible. What you have is Passover. Passover is what you have. And Passover was a feast. 4 cups, not 1 cup, 4 cups. Unleavened bread, spices, and a lot of ritual around Passover. Now, the confusion that the Pentecostals have is when they read 1 Corinthians 11. Where Paul said, I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received. Question, where did he receive it from? That's an important question. He didn't receive it from God. He received it by reading Luke. He read Luke because Luke was with Jesus. He wasn't with Jesus. He read Luke's account of what happened before Jesus died. And it was in the reading of that he understood what happened. Now, if you read that 1 Corinthians 11, you will be confused because that context is not complete. So to understand what Paul was teaching in 1 Corinthians 11, you start from 1 Corinthians 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to understand 11. So if you're going to read it, the first thing you will hear Paul say to the church in Corinth is that I couldn't speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto babes, because you are carnal. That sets the tone of discourse. So everything he will say from chapter 3 to 11, he is communicating to carnal people. That means he will use earthly stories to bring out spiritual truth. And if you go and read very well, he even told them, Christ our Passover. That our Passover is a person, it's not elements. Brother Paul said it. Christ our Passover. 1 Corinthians 5:7. 1 Corinthians 5:7. 1 Corinthians. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as you are unleavened. You yourself, you are the bread. You are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. So our Passover is no more bread and Ribena or Coke. It's a person. How do we eat his body and drink his blood? When I teach you him, as you are hearing the message, you are eating his body and drinking his blood. See, in the New Testament, we don't communicate in articles. We communicate revelation. We don't have practices. We have revelation. We have revelation. Okay, somebody say, the reason why I eat the bread and drink the wine is so that my body can be well. He sent his word, and his word healeth them. God's healing is in his word. It's not in bread. Don't be like the Old Testament people. He gave them water from the rock, not for them to drink water. The rock was Christ. The reason was why water was coming from the rock is so that their eyes can go to the rock and through the water see Christ. But instead of seeing Christ, they drank water and walked away. Manna came for them to see Christ. Instead of seeing Christ, they ate manna and were looking for how to hide it. It's a mode of communication. I don't know if I'm teaching here. See, let me give you something. Put up for me on the screen quickly. The book of John 6:31. Please watch. John 6, Jesus talking now. Jesus himself. John 6:31. Our fathers did eat manna in the desert. As it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. From where? Okay, next verse. Next verse, brother. Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven. That thing that came didn't come from heaven. But in the Old Testament, Moses said it was from heaven. But Jesus now is telling you the truth, that thing didn't come from heaven. So somebody said, but it was falling from the sky. Yes, is sky heaven? Then David explained a little further. David said, men ate angel food. So angels in the atmosphere produced manna for them, not from heaven. Watch. Put it up. Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. Watch. Next verse. For the bread of God is he. The bread of God is he. The bread of God is not to eat. The bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life. Do you get life from bread? Where do you get life? From Christ. How is Christ communicated? Words. Watch, next verse. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. That's not the end. Look at verse 40. 40, brother, because of time. No, wait, let me read this one. And Jesus said to them, I am the bread. The bread is a person. It's not something you bring from a bakery on a Sunday and everybody's Then they now say, we are doing it in remembrance of him. Pastor Jane, do you remember somebody that is alive? Do you do memorial service for somebody that is alive? You do memorial service for somebody that is dead. Yes, he died, but 3 days he rose, he's alive. There is nothing to remember anymore. He's alive. Glory. Please sit down. Somebody said to me, Dr. Damina, you are treading on dangerous ground. Holy Communion. What about this here? If you don't understand it today, maybe in 10 years, if you stay faithful studying your Bible, you will understand. Somebody said to me, Dr. Damina, if I invite you to my church and I say, give us communion, won't you give us? I say, I will give you and your wife first. Then I will give the whole church. I don't have a problem with it. When I'm done, I will know that I gave you people snacks.